All right, Shalom, brothers and sisters. I want to give all praise and glory to our Heavenly Father Yahawah, in the name of our Lord and Savior Yahawashi. Peace, mercy, and blessings be abound unto you, brothers and sisters throughout the four corners of the earth. Today we're going to kind of continue on a little bit more on the understanding of the Gentiles, and and then also really just kind of opening up some stumbling block scriptures that brothers may have a hard time understanding. You might be encountered with this by somebody that wants to push the natural heathen being able to inherit the blessings of the covenant that was given to the children of Israel.
Right.
So we're going to go into one of them, which is Amos chapter 9, and break it down.
Okay, this is Amos chapter 9, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this.
Okay, so one of the things you got to realize is context in the scriptures. In verses 11 and 12 in Amos chapter 9, that's one sentence.
Right.
Verse 11 ends with a semicolon. Okay, which means it's like an equal sign. Mm-hmm. When you look up a semicolon, it literally is explaining exactly what it's trying to tell you. So meaning that both sides have to equal each other. Meaning what one side is saying has to equal to what the other side is saying. Right. That's how a semicolon works. That's why we tell brothers it's important to understand some semblance of English literature when it comes to commas, semicolons, and colons. Okay, a comma generally explains what is before it. The semicolon is like being equal. That's where the equal sign comes from. The equal sign comes so the colon and the equal sign are actually synonymous with one another. Mm-hmm. That's why they look the same. Because one has two dots, one has two lines. Okay, meaning that if 1 plus 3 equals 4, what's on the other side has to equal the other.
Right.
So when the brother was reading in 9 and 11, let's look at that. Let's isolate that point, because it's going to has to equal 12. So when we look at 11, it says, "In that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof." This is talking about the elect. Starting with, of course, it's called the tabernacle of David, but it goes back into the promise of Yahawah saying, "I'm going to build a house with your son," which of course ultimately is the Messiah.
Right.
Okay, so this is talking about the elect. And I close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up the ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Now, in the days of old, at the time of David, they conquered the heathen around about, and they had the other nations and subjected unto them. Mm-hmm. Okay, that was the days of old. In fact, it's going to be greater than that.
Right.
So when he says, "I'm going to build it as in the days of old," he's saying, "I'm going to return you back to your former glory," because that was the last time Israel ever had that level of glory, especially being in their own land. Mm-hmm. Right.
Because at that time, you had both tribes, the northern and the southern kingdom, were together underneath one king. Yeah. So that's bringing those breaches.
Yeah, and it had rest about the enemies round about after the wars of David.
Right.
Going into Solomon and the reign of peace.
Right.
Okay. So now let's continue on. How was the days of old? Right.
Right.
Verse 12. Mind you, this is the equal sign. That they may possess the remnant of Edom and all the heathen. Right. Now, when you go into the time of David, in fact, we might even try and need to find when David went to war with Edom and subjected them,
and put them under subjection. Because when David had them under subjection, he put garrisons all throughout Edom. Yep. So they had military bases just to keep them in check, so that them brothers were not brothers, so those heathen wouldn't go off.
Got it?
No, you.
Okay, yeah. Well, I can find it. Yeah. You can go ahead and just read that verse 12, and I'll find it.
Oh, man, let me get back there.
My phone acting up.
Let me see. Back at Amos.
How y'all good brothers?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
I like y'all in the good book.
Hey, always, man.
Yeah.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's right.
Yep.
Let's see.
Okay, so now we're going to go to,
So I was looking at that Psalms.
it's like 23, 24. So it's the second thing. So we're saying,
So this is 12. This is 12 again. Amos 9 and 12. That they may possess the remnant of Edom and all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this. Now, you got it.
no. Now go ahead and say.
Yeah. So now when you're looking at this possessing the remnant of Edom and all the heathen, you can also precept that piece with Psalms 2 and 7 through 8. It states, I will declare the decree. The Lord has said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost part of the earth for thy possession. This is the kind of go into that inheritance of the heathen.
Now I'm gonna give you a prayer from David. This is in 2 Samuel. It's a long prayer, but I'm gonna give you a portion of it. This is 2 Samuel chapter 22. He said this. He's saying this to Yahawah after he had defeated some of his enemies. This is verse 44. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of my people. Thou hast kept me to be head of the heathen. So basically, he made him have power over the heathen. A people which I knew not shall serve me.
Oh, come on, man.
So they possessed them. That's basically what it was. A people that I knew not, which were not his people, shall serve me. The heathen. He said, he made me the head of the heathen.
Yep.
Okay? Strangers shall submit themselves unto me. As soon as they hear, they shall be obedient unto me.
Come on.
So that was during that time, the days of old. This literally happened.
I know, man. Boy, I'm loving that air coming through here.
And I'm just giving you a little bit. I'm going to give you some more.
Yes.
So we can get into context of the days of old, because people skip over everything.
Right.
And don't want to put things in context. If someone comes at you with that, tell them to explain what the days of old is talking about. Let's deal with that first so we can get proper context.
Yeah, because it has to be compared to something.
Yeah.
If he's telling you the days of old, that's in comparison to what was happening in the past. And there's another one. I think it's 17. This is
What are you looking for?
it was the people of thy holiness, adversaries try now, bears rule over them. Let's see.
Why don't we get the what's it called?
What is that?
When this is, I'm gonna get it. It's in 1 Kings chapter 9. It's got to be chapter 9. 1 Kings chapter 9. And verse. Hold on.
There was one I had that not my name.
Okay, here it is. So this is the days of old continuing. So we're jumping up to the time of Solomon. Okay, we already established that King David had subdued his enemies and became the head of the heathen. Now, a lot of y'all ain't know about that. Explain that now.
Yeah.
How did he become a head of the heathen? Because he had authority over them.
Yep.
And then he said they should. When I tell them to do something, they shall do it. When he told Hiram to go do something for him, he did it, man. And he did it likewise with Solomon. Now this is 1 Kings chapter 9 and verse 17. And Solomon built Gezer and Beth Haran, the nether, and Baalath and Tadmar in the wilderness in the land. And all the city store that Solomon had, and the cities for his chariots and cities for his horsemen, that was Solomon desired to build in Jerusalem and in Lebanon and in all the land of his dominion. And all the people that were left of the Amorites, the Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, which were not of the children of Israel, their children that were left after them in the land, whom the children of Israel also were not able to utterly destroy, upon those did Solomon levy a tribute of bond service unto this day. But of the children of Israel, Solomon made no bondmen, but they were men of war, and his servants, and his captains, and his rulers of his chariots, and his horsemen.
Days of old, right there.
So he put the other people that were in the land, that were not of the children of Israel, into slavery, bro. They possessed them.
And what did the scripture say? It says, in that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old. That's the days of old that he's speaking of right there, man.
Yep.
What did the brothers say? Had those other nations in servitude, man.
Yep.
Slavery.
Yep.
So they were taking heed unto Solomon, unto Jake, unto Israel during that time, man.
And it's verified when you go through the different wars that King David and his men had against other nations. They started bringing gifts after a while.
Right.
Some of them were starting to bring gifts and paying tribute to David, man.
Yep.
Like the brother said, when they conquered Edom, they set up military bases, garrisons, all of Edom, and he made them serve. He made them his servants. That's what it says in there.
Right. That's right. And also,
I want to take a picture of a homeless man that's desperate for something to eat.
we don't
have any money on us.
Yeah, we won't have money. We got this.
I seen y'all doing your deal today.
Yeah. Yeah, we push the gospel.
Push the spiritual meat.
Yeah, that's the only meat that we have is the spiritual meat.
Yeah, unfortunately.
The spiritual ain't gonna help me.
Hey.
So y'all didn't want to hear. Y'all didn't come here to hear the word. You
came
hated the
here to
loaves,
and
we're filled.
Yep.
That was the food.
That was an example right there.
Yep.
And just to kind of go into it also, where brothers get, they kind of stumble at that 12th verse, you know, like when the brother was going through the colons or whatever, and it states, which are, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen which are called by my name. See, y'all see that thing and say, well, see, there are heathen that are called by my name. But in actuality, we'll go to Isaiah 63, and then we also have one in Numbers too.
Yeah.
It says, this is Isaiah 63, and I'll start at the 18th verse. The people of thy holiness have possessed it but a little while. Our adversaries have trodden down thy sanctuary.
Wait, but a little while. What was that little while?
Little while.
Let them know what the little while. What's the little while in which they possessed?
The land. Let me see. Let me read up here.
Read it again.
Well, I have to go up to get that. Well, this is it. It says, the people of thy holiness. I'll start at 17. O Lord, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways, and harden our hearts from thy fear? Return thy servant for thy servant's sake, the tribes of thine inheritance. The people of thy holiness have possessed it but a little while. Our adversaries have trodden down thy sanctuary. We are thine. Thou never bearest rule over them. They were not called by thy name. Come on. So when you're looking at that, Amos, if you're looking at it,
Who's the they that weren't called by his name?
those heathen. The heathen are never called by his name, man.
Now, what it's talking about, we possessed it for a little while, it's talking about a kingdom. When you go into Acts chapter 1, the apostles asked Yahawah, when would you restore the kingdom back to Israel?
That
means at one point Israel had a kingdom. And when did they have the kingdom? Back during the time of David and Solomon, but they had it for a little while, not long. And the other nations ruled over them. That's what he's saying. He's saying these other nations, which are not called by thy name, are the ones that are ruling over us.
Yeah.
So when you go into that Amos chapter 12, that was a great precept that the brother brought out. Let's see if I can find something else too.
Just to
okay, I got another one. This is Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 10. And come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations. Is this house, which is called by my name, become a den full of robbers in your eyes? So the house that was called by his name is the same people, the elect, or the tabernacle of David.
The tabernacle of David,
which is another name for it. The house that is called by his name.
Now, to get the origin of when he put his name upon them, or that scripture where it pertains into that name being put upon Israel, you would go to Numbers 6, and I'll start at the 24th verse. And it says, the Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put my name upon who? The children of Israel, and I will bless them. Come on, man.
Come on.
The name is on Israel. It's not on any other nation.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. When what you're looking at in Amos 9, 11, and 12, if you're saying it's talking about the other nations are called by his name, then what you're saying is that 1 plus 3 equals 5.
Right. It don't add up.
That's basically what you're saying, because 11 is supposed to equal 12. That's why we had to break down the context of 11 to show you what 12 meant.
Right.
Those that are called by his name,
right,
the tabernacle of David, are going to possess Edom and the remnant of Edom and the heathen.
Right.
Plain. The brother brought out Psalms and showed you that he was going to give them the Yahawah, or the Messiah, the heathen for his inheritance.
For his inheritance.
David said that you made me the head of the heathen.
Right. Come on, man.
The tabernacles of old is breaking it down to you what it meant.
Amen. And you know, like in law, we was talking about this earlier. When you go into the courtroom, man, you win that case on the preponderance of evidence, man.
Yep.
So as we come into here with precept upon precept upon precept, this is our preponderance of evidence, man, and it's rock solid. So to anybody trying to bring those heathen in on this, man, you coming up short, man.
And we're saying this from a what do you call it? Just from a, let's just say this in layman's terms, from a philosophical standpoint. That understanding that the heathen outside of Israel,
right,
have access to a covenant that they weren't.
Come on.
They were not a party. They were not one of the parties involved in the contract. It doesn't make any sense. Even from a legal standpoint, They don't make sense.
Yeah.
The covenants are legal documents, bro. It was written on stone tablets, bro.
Come on, man. Come on. Boy.
How is the Most High going to basically punish a people that it was not part of a covenant for breaking laws that he never even agreed to them to keep?
Come on, man.
That don't make no dang sense, man.
None whatsoever.
That's like this brother got kids, and he tells them, I'm gonna need you to mow this lawn. I'm gonna need you to do this.
Right.
Make sure you wash the car before I get back from work. And I'm gonna give you $100.
Right.
After y'all done, I'm gonna give y'all $100. Or I'm gonna take y'all to go get some ice cream. And your kids agree. there's some random kid that comes across the street that didn't have to do or not do it or nothing.
He gets
you just like, hey, why don't you come along and get ice cream with us?
Come on, man.
You kid gonna be like, damn, you don't know this kid at all. You made the agreement with us that after we wash this car that we gonna go to Baskin Robbins and get some ice cream. And you just took some random kid off the street that didn't do nothing, that had no agreement to nothing, and you giving them ice cream.
Come on, man.
Your kids will be up look at you crazy.
Yeah.
How much more? I mean, so if you can't think like a kid can think, like he says, if you don't humble yourself as this little child, you can in no wise enter into the kingdom.
That's right. That's right.
Because by saying what you're saying, that the other nations should get that, you have not yet humbled yourself as a little child.
That's it. That's it, bro. That's it.
A kid will call you out, man. Mm-hmm. Your own kid will call you out if you did that stuff.
Yep.
You think if the Most High did that we ain't gonna be like crying up a storm? You basically making the Most High Satan. That's really
that's
when you really look at it, y'all talking about what Satan would do.
Mm-hmm.
Satan would make a promise to you and renege on it, and then give it to somebody else. It's like Satan all these jakes be trying to be famous. They be promised them all that fame, but it come at a price, and they never really let you know that it comes at a price.
Right.
They don't let you know all the terms of the agreement. They just say we're going to give you, like Satan did to Yahawah.
Right.
Bow down and worship me. All of this shall be thine. But he ain't going to tell you if you do that, you're going to be in the lake of fire.
Exactly.
He ain't telling you that.
He's only giving you half of the puzzle.
Just giving you enough to tempt you. But then when stuff go bad, he's going to be like, shoot.
Hey, man, look.
I gave you what you wanted. I didn't say you was going to get it forever.
Yeah. Exactly.
I just said I was going to give it to you.
Come on.
You thought you was going to get it your whole life, but you didn't know that I already made an agreement with somebody else to take over you.
See, you
thought you was going to go on the deathbed and keep the kingdom that I gave you, all the kingdoms of the world.
That's the hustle.
That's how Satan gets you.
Come on, man. That's how he getting Jake so much right now, man. Shoot.
So basically, a lot of y'all, if you believe that, you believe the Most High is a Satanist. You believe that he's a liar. And that there's no truth in him.
That's right. And just on the side note, man, for y'all brothers that's using that blue letter Bible, man, y'all, you can't always rely on that source, man, because like me and this brother was talking about earlier, man, they do the updates and they take things out, man. And that stuff will confuse you if you using that thing as a main tool. Yeah. Just be cognizant of that.
Yeah, that's why you got to know context. You got to know limitations.
Right.
That's why the first thing we did a few weeks ago was we went over the covenants to establish that it was promised only to the seed of Israel.
Right.
And then on top of that, for the new covenant, to those that believe and their children and those that were called to be the elect.
That's right.
That's it. The new covenant ain't even for all Israel.
It ain't. Come on, man.
Come on. I mean, that's going to go over some of y'all head.
Yeah, it ain't for all,
It ain't for all Israel, because all Israel's not going to, come on, man.
Because even when you read that scripture, because most guys, they get that in their mind, all Israel shall be saved. They perceiving it as a national thing. And that's not the case, man. That Israel is talking about the elect of Israel, man.
Yep.
So you can't think of this nationalistic.
Yep.
You got to think of this election-wise.
Correct.
That's the way you got to look at it.
Yeah, because when Peter came to, in fact, I'm going to probably do a short little series on basically examples on how to preach the gospel. Probably just make it like a phone series type thing, because it's going to be relatively short. But when you go into his discussion with people, he says, this is unto you, this is the promise that is unto you and to your children.
And to nobody else.
Meaning if you believe in Yahweh Shai, you're going to get this earnest, which is this Holy Spirit.
Right.
And this is a promise unto you and unto your children.
Right.
To inherit these promises. But the key thing is you got to believe in Yahweh Shai. And when he cut them, he said, what do we? And he told them you got to repent and be baptized.
Right. That's part of the commandment, man. And so that's another thing.
It has conditions, bro.
It has conditions.
You got to believe in Yahweh Shai, man. That's in the law, man.
It was conditional even back in Exodus.
Yep.
He say, if you will take heed to my commandments, my laws and commandments, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me. So all of this is predicated upon condition. It's not just because you are blood, you automatically in. You got to do something as being the blood, man. You can't just be like, I'm Israel, so I'm automatically in. The door is automatically open, no matter how wicked I am. No, it don't work like that. You got to. There's a condition that you have to meet to get that reward.
Yep.
So
they had to make an agreement to keep the statutes that he gave them, man, at that time under the old covenant. I mean, it's plain and simple, man. I just, brothers and sisters, y'all gonna have to get that in your head.
Yep.
And we're just talking about just from an understanding standpoint. Maybe you want to save, I don't know, man. I don't get it. Maybe you want to save Andrew Jackson's, peoples, or Massa. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe you have sympathy on Massa.
It's something.
Because I don't see the fight in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
it's weird if somebody tells you, "I'm gonna give you this," and you say, "What about this person?"
Yeah, come on, man.
That's
man. I'm gonna tell you, man. Every time I did a job, even in my job right now, I get a check. I don't expect them to take my money and give it to another man that ain't been at the job, man.
Come on, Art.
Man, they do that to you, you're gonna raise a fit. But then when you come into a spiritual inheritance, the Most High is promising you all of these things, eternal life, abilities that you can only dream of.
Yeah.
Servitude, servants, servants underneath you, man. Then y'all want to give that away. But you'll take some fiat currency over a spiritual blessing like that.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You'll fight over some carnal pieces of paper rather than what Yahawah and Yahawashi prescribing for us to have, man. And that don't make sense whatsoever.
It just doesn't.
And what it boils down to is faith. You're looking at it in a carnal way, but it's a faithful thing, man. That you got to have faith in Yahawah, man.
Yep.
And that's what it all boils down to.
Yep.
Belief and faith in it. Because if you don't believe that he's actually going to get it to you, why fight?
Yep. Yeah. When the covenant was passed, they all swore.
Yep.
That them and their children would adhere to it, and there was conditions in it, man. The Most High let it all out on the table. What would happen if we didn't keep it? Mm-hmm. That's why we're in the condition we're in today.
Right.
Then the part of us being in this condition was for it to be awakened and call unto us.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So all of those, if you had a question, man, why down bottom, or maybe if you're on the outside looking in, you say, man, why are those people, at the bottom of society?
Right.
Why are they hated without cause?
Right.
You start doing inquiry and be like, damn, you know what, man? I sympathize with them. I mean, I see this. I see what's going on. It's making sense.
Yeah. In prime example, like with Cornelius, man, the brother showed compassion towards the people, and look at the end result of that, man. He understood their plight, man.
Yeah.
He understood where they were coming from, although he was in a position of authority underneath the as a centurion.
Yeah, a lot of you Jakes and Kool-Aid look down on the rest.
Yeah.
There's I'm gonna forget this man. You have something called the Talented Tech. I think it's W.E. Du Bois.
The Talented Tech.
And then there's another guy. His name is something Franklin. And these guys, they wrote books about how the top 10% or the talented or the elite Negroes need to lead everybody else, and the ones that are below them, and all that stuff. And
there was a system of control even in that, because they would be puppets to the elites.
Yep.
And that way they could gather all the undesirables underneath and control them like whatsoever.
Yep. Now Cornelius wasn't down with that.
Yeah, Cornelius wasn't down with that, man.
He had a compassionate heart. Mm-hmm. He was giving alms. He had a good reputation among the people.
Yep.
And that's what allowed the Most High to basically say, you know what, I'm gonna extend. I'm gonna choose him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose him out from among the Gentiles, because when you go into the preaching that Peter did with Cornelius, he had to tell him about Yahawashi. He didn't know about none of that. He just feared. He had a fear of a higher power.
Right.
But he didn't know him.
Yeah.
But he had actions of, I'm fond of them that sought me not. He had a certain disposition about him that.
Yeah.
Because what is that in the law? It says that whosoever shall not seek the Lord with all their heart and all their soul.
Yeah, and all their might.
Oh man, it's like in Chronicles. There's a one in Chronicles. I think it might be one in Exodus. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, let me look it up.
Because when you go into that word, it says to make inquisition. To seek the Lord, when you look at it, it means to make inquisition. Meaning to actually look for him.
Yeah, yeah.
Meaning even if you don't know him, you're like, man, I need to know him.
Yep.
When we were, when in our ignorance, we were searching for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
However we felt we could find him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they have that parable, where Solomon says, can you find my beloved, whom my soul loveth?
Right.
There's
a couple of them in here. Let's see.
It's in Chronicles. It's one of Chronicles.
Is that First Chronicles 22? Now set your heart to seek the Lord.
It's in Second Chronicles. Keep going.
Seek the Lord, do the Lord's commandments.
Yeah, seek.
And in the covenant to seek the Lord, their fathers with all their
That's it. I was looking for me. I was on Second Chronicles. I was like 12 or is it 13? Yeah. And I kept on skipping over it.
So here it is. It says, I'll start at 11. And they offered unto the Lord the same time of the spoil which they had brought, 700 oxen and 7,000 sheep. And they entered into a covenant to seek the Lord God of their fathers with all their heart and with all their soul, that whosoever would not seek the Lord God of Israel should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. So, even with women, ain't no pass on this thing, man. We all, whoever doesn't seek the Lord this way, man, there's an end destruction for you. And they swear unto the Lord with a loud voice and with shouting and with trumpets and cornets. So and it's plain and simple, man.
What verse was that?
That was 12, verse 11. I did 11 through 14.
The first or second Chronicles?
That's Second Chronicles 15.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I was on 16, chapter 16, looking at that, going like, man, I know it's here somewhere. So that word there for seek, that word there for seek is darash, which means to seek with care, inquire, to inquire, to seek with demand, inquire, to investigate, to practice, to study, to follow. So even to make inquiry, like that,
Now when you're looking at Cornelius's piece, Cornelius.
He was fasting.
He was fasting. He was praying.
He was seeking inquiry, man.
He was seeking inquiry.
His soul and heart was trying to find him. Was trying to get close to him.
So how the scripture? I am found of them
that sought me.
That sought me not. Come on, man. But see that's a spiritual thing right there. That the brother,
what about those men at Mars Hill?
Yeah, in Mars Hill,
the unknown God.
Yep.
They were searching. They had inquiry. They were trying to now in their ignorance. But then what happened? The Most High sent Paul and says, "The unknown God, Him I declare unto you."
Come on, man. Now
so their souls was in the right direction.
They just needed
that guy to show them the right way.
And then once Paul came, he identified to them who the Most High was. So now all they have to do, boom, follow that straight path, man.
Yeah.
That he was teaching. And then there you go. That's what we need, brothers and sisters.
And that was to the children of Israel. But the brother read in Chronicles. It didn't say to other nations.
Right.
So that means other nations can't be put to death necessarily for not seeking him. They ain't in his power.
Come on.
Yeah, come on, man.
Remember, man, this Gentile, man, remember this book from Genesis to Revelation talking about one people. It's talking about one people.
Come on, man.
It ain't.
That is, bro, listen, like we said before, if it means that Gentiles can inherit the kingdom, everlasting tabernacle, I don't think some of y'all even understand.
Right.
Everlasting life, never die, never perish, never get wounded, never get hurt.
Right.
Rule the universe. And they don't have to follow those stipulations.
Come on, man.
They don't have to go down you better off being a heathen.
Yeah, you
better off being a heathen. If you believe that, then and that's what a lot of y'all believe. But some of our people, they were raised up in that, so that mindset still stays in them, and then they get into this, and then they fight with what they were taught.
Right.
That's a stronghold that needs to be removed.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to pull down that stronghold that's in your mind from what you were taught when you were a kid.
Yep.
You know, your mama was your mama, your dad, and all that stuff. Your grandmother, your auntie was telling you, you need to forgive master. You need to forgive master.
Because the brainwashing started from when you was a little kid, man.
Yeah.
And we understand how hard it is to come out of that teaching that you've been. But man, when the Spirit of the Lord, you know, when those words come out, man, it's kind of like when I first started seeking. You know, me and this brother was talking earlier, man. I was sitting. Hey, what's going on, bro? I was told I had to go to church, but I wasn't really into it like that.
Yeah.
When I hit that 24, that's when I got into it. I was like, man, hey, it's about that time to start making that move. You kind of put that unction on.
Yep.
You know, and then boom, I went in for the grab.
Yep.
You know, went through different experiences that got me to right here.
Yep.
And, you know, it's just one of those things, man. Don't listen to what the man in front of that podium is. Verify everything, because truth is verifiable.
Yep.
Now, that man at that podium, y'all, that's what seems to be happening right now in Israel. They're listening to the man at the podium and not opening up the book for themselves.
Yep.
Well, pastor said.
Yep.
Well, no.
A lot of our people gonna get destroyed.
All right, bro.
Off of what pastor said.
Yep.
That's the majority of our people, man.
Come on, man.
Man, I love my pastor. My pastor great.
Man.
Then when Judgment Day come, you be sitting there like, oh snap.
Man, what? Yep.
My pastor was lying.
He was lying to me.
He was lying to me. All he was doing was living large, living lavish in a $500,000 home.
Right.
Driving a Bentley GT, pushing an Escalade, taking trips to the Bahamas, wearing fancy clothes, eating that
escargot,
Fogo de Chao, Root Chris, Papados every night.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, that's right, man. And
while you were saying he was blessed.
Right, and you look at, you know, and then
he was saying you was a sucker. That's what he was saying. And he was spending that money.
He was like bring that tithes up to the altar. That's what he was saying.
He gonna do that creflo dollar, have you throw that money on the ground, and he be dancing on it. You be just going, I feel the anointing. I feel the anointing. The blessing. Get that money out of here. Let me bless this money.
Hey, yeah, get that money.
That boy creflo dollar fool on
me. Boy say, give me that money.
That boy creflo dollar is straight. Damn. That boy be having Jake just bamboozled.
Now see, if y'all can't see the way that the Most High is relaying the words of truth to you through these scriptures, man, there's no way that you're gonna be that you'll be able to break the spell that pastor has on you. Now listen what the Most High is saying right here about the pastors. This is Micah 3, and I'm gonna start at the 10th verse. It says, they build up Zion with blood and Jerusalem with iniquity. The heads thereof judge for reward. They want something, man. They want something for reward.
Yep.
And the priests thereof teach for hire. For hire, man. That's talking about that compensation, man.
Yep. If they ain't getting their cut, they having problems with the head pastor.
They having problems with the head
churches all the time.
Come on, man.
Associate pastor ain't getting a certain cut, or he feel like he should be making more money. He beefing with the head pastor making the most bread.
Bro, this is prophecy right here. This is happening right now. This was happening during the time.
That happens at most churches.
Come on, man.
Most churches, man. I don't think I've ever been to a church that didn't have. If you was there for an extended period of time, they always had a pastor that had beef with another pastor, associate pastor, and then he ended up leaving. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, and it says, the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, is not the Lord among us? None evil can come upon us. And see, that's what these dudes doing to you right now. None evil will come upon us. Divining for money, reward, hire. And then they telling you that as long as you stay in this, the Most High, no evil won't touch you. But see, they telling lies to you.
I see blessings in your future, sister.
Oh,
man, they lie to our sister all the time.
Come on, man.
That's why our churches be filled with a lot of women, a lot of them single mothers. Then y'all got past your physical primes. You no longer have the beauty, and you never built up the inner woman.
So we gotta say white people.
No, we didn't say that.
Thou sayest.
Hey, you know, you get a couple of them scoffers around here, you know. But
he'll tell you he's Christian all day, though.
He'll tell you he's Christian all day. You know, but like the brother said, like the reason why that church is so filled up with all those women too, man, because those pastors are telling them smooth things, man.
Yep.
They telling them things that they want to hear. And see, somebody telling you the things that you want to hear, what you gonna do? You gonna keep on going there for that gratification.
Sister, your Lord's gonna send you a good man. Just be patient, sister.
Yeah.
The Lord is your husband.
While he rubbing your shoulders.
Yeah.
Come on,
the Lord
man.
is your husband, sister.
Hey man, them boys, something else, man.
I seen it, bro. I done been in churches that joke would be 90% women.
You know,
A few old men and the young men be just children.
you seen a few of them trying to wake up a little bit, man. Trying to wake up and
Yeah, they're trying to like curtail their message because this is the way the Bible's being preached now. It's different than what people were taught. So now when they go to these churches, these pastors got to curtail their message.
Yep.
Some of them is even trying to be more appeal to the masculine side of things and say, we need to prepare our boys. But y'all wasn't doing that at the Potter's house all them years.
Come on, man.
You were saying, thou art sister, thou art loosed.
Come on, man.
That's
And
what
look
T.D. Jakes is doing. Y'all are loose.
And look what happened with that thing, man. All the women went back home and divorced their husbands, man. So that man was promoting a thing that was contrary to the Bible. Just go home and just leave your husband.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. That's false teachings right there.
Very false.
You can definitely look at T.D. Jakes' progression from when he was a new pastor on the pulpit. The way that he talked was fire and brimstone, adulterer, and then his message just
The
changed.
more mainstream he got, the more his message changed.
The more it changed, man, because you know why? The bread started coming into his plate. And then he was like,
Then he doing stuff with Oprah. Oprah's
come on, man.
all about the New World Order.
Come on, man.
You know, you get on Oprah, it's a wrap.
Look, Oprah tripped out on Whitney Houston's mama. She say, would you have a problem with Whitney messing with Robin? She say, absolutely I would. Oprah's like, huh? You would? She was like, yes, I would. Because that mama was from the old school. She's like, no, women not supposed to be with women. She may not have the truth, but she understood that aspect. And look, Oprah up there trying to press that belief upon her older sister. That sister's like, nah, my daughter don't supposed to be messing with no other women.
Yep. This is Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 30.
Yeah.
Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Yahawah, that steal my words, every one from his labor. Behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Yahawah, that use their tongues and say, he saith. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, said the Lord. Oh, sister, I see a man in your future. I see a good, strong man in your future. Don't worry, sis. I know you got them kids and you ain't had a man in 5 years, but I see a man in your future, sis. I see the vision of a strong, anointed man. A man that's going to do right by you. A man that is going to be a follower of God. Not God, of God.
Yeah, they got to put that God up in there. But that's just how it works, man.
Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, said Yahawah, and do tell them and cause my people to err by their lies and by their lightness. Yet I send them not, nor commanded them. Therefore, they shall not profit this people at all, said Yahawah.
Come on, man. Well, this stuff is, man, it's amazing, man, how you keep getting bamboozled over and over, man. We went through captivity after captivity, been over here in these lands. Man, it comes a point where you got to kind of open your eyes and see it for what it is and not stay with your head in the ground, you know? Because that's what our people are doing, man. You know, we have family members, man, we constantly try to push this, but you know what? The longer you stay in this word and you start to understand how you're supposed to operate in this gospel and trying to deliver it, man, you're going to get to a point where you're not going to really be pressing this upon your family anymore. You're going to be like, hey, man, you know what? Paul delivered, Apollos watered, but the Most High give the increase. You're just going to relay the message of truth and let the Most High do the rest of it, man. And then another brother may come behind and reaffirm the words that first brother said. Then it starts to plant, and then the Most High just starts watering that thing, man. And then, you know, next thing you know, he's starting to gravitate towards it. You know, because the time of beating ourselves above on our own heads for trying to drive it down the throats of our people, you know, we just gonna relay the message just like they did. Come on, brother, you gotta get this.
Yeah.
Man, that time is over with, man.
Through.
That time is over with, man. It's like, here's the message. This is what it means, brothers.
Yep. And then, you know, and when we were talking about this, we also about, you know, quote unquote Israelite leaders.
Yep.
That are teaching false doctrine.
Right.
You know, that's the part of the layer. It's like after you got over that big hurdle of dealing with the so-called Christian pastors, and you come into the whole Israel thing, and now you're dealing with false ones in this as well.
Yeah, that's right.
They're teaching the wrong thing for filthy lucre's sake.
For filthy lucre's sake, man. And it's all over, man, because see, everybody's putting a bad name on Israel right now because they'll see certain people out here teaching, but shoot, Christianity got the same thing.
Yep.
Y'all people got the same thing out there. Man, you got divisions amongst Christian groups and whatever.
Yep.
Then when the Israelites come out, you want to, them Israelites. But see, look, like that old saying, every big finger you point at somebody else, 3 point right back at you.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Because in Christianity, they went to war with whole people, man.
Yep.
You know, go to Ireland. They had the Catholics versus Protestants wars, even recently.
Right.
Beef. No Israelite group took up arms and started waging war on anybody. So if you want to hold to your Christian stuff, like the brother said, you point one finger, you got 3 pointed at you.
Yep.
We go back in Christianity and show you actual documents where they was talking about you got the curse of Ham on you.
Right.
You want to go into doctrine, you know, Jake will be like, oh, y'all saying that we Israelites, because y'all saying that we cursed? No, I'm blessed and highly favored. Y'all talking about I'm cursed, y'all don't know what you're talking about. But then you in Christianity, when you go into your doctrine or your denomination, the head person of your doctrine said that you so-called black people had the curse of Ham.
Come on, man.
Am I lying?
That's what they were saying.
In Mormonism, they said that the so-called black person was basically a descendant of Satan.
Yep.
That's why he had dark skin.
Thick lips, dark skin.
That's what they were saying up until the 70s. They had to take that out. They had a cartoon, you could look it up on the internet, where they used to teach the Mormon kids that so-called black people were basically cursed people. Yep. And that's the reason why they got dark skin. There's a cartoon out there they made in the 70s. They used to send the kids. And then they had to backtrack and say, oh, well, the prophet Byron Young, the vision has changed now. Yep. They tried to basically get New World Order. Because there was anti so-called black. But now the New World Order was coming around. They had to switch up their doctrine.
I got one for you Christians. This is Hosea 10 and 12. It says, sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up the fallow ground, for it is time to seek the Lord, till he come and rain righteousness upon you. Ye have plowed wickedness. This is what the churches are doing, man. They are plowing wickedness. Ye have reaped iniquity. Ye have eaten the fruit of lies, man. Woo. That's what y'all have done, man. Y'all have eaten the fruit of lies. And see, and then y'all calling the fruit of lies truth. Yep. And the scriptures say, woe unto those who call the truth the lie, and the lie the truth.
Yep. Well, people trust in lies, man, because you'll literally show them something, and they'll be like, dude, the fact that you see that this is a lie, you still, it's just like the whole celebrating all these holidays. They'll sit there and tell you to their face, we know it's not real. We know we're not supposed to do it.
Right, but still do it anyway.
They'll still be like, well, I still got to do it, though.
Come on. For the kids.
Yeah, for the kids. Or, you know, it's when we just doing it because we're getting together.
Come on, man.
This is just a time for us to get together. Yeah, every time for y'all to get together just so happens to fall on a holiday.
Right.
Just so happens. They complain about being oppressed. Then July 4th come around. Y'all the first ones in red, white, and blue.
Come on, man.
Y'all the first ones at a pool party. Lighting up a barbecue.
Come on, man. But then when a high holy day come on, what's that?
You don't got to keep that.
Well, if you
the laws is done away with.
Come on.
But the laws of America wasn't. Right?
Talking about a book, talks about forever, man. A book that's talking about forever. I will put that covenant in their hearts.
Yeah.
Come on, man. This thing ain't stopping.
Where's Christmas in the Bible? Where's Thanksgiving holiday in the Bible? Where's Valentine's Day in the Bible?
Right.
All these things. Where's July 4th in the Bible? Y'all don't got it.
Y'all don't got it. Man.
So you got to think. A lot of our people, especially people that are coming across video, you never heard this. these are questions you got to ask yourself.
Yep.
Would you rather follow lies or the truth?
Yep, that's true, man. It's amazing, man, how you continuously keep preaching upon this, man, because they're individuals that we talk with on a one-on-one basis that, you know, they want to consult, they constantly want to keep coming back, but then yet when you tell them, you know I experience this quite often. Constantly talk, a person will come up, you tell them what your beliefs are, and then they want to come up and ask you these questions. You tell them, then they're like, no, they don't believe, that ain't what that means. And then they don't have any comeback to give an example of what that means. And then you're like, okay, well, if you don't believe in that, all right. But then they come right on back. He's like, come on, man. I mean, if you don't believe in this Israel piece, why do you constantly keep coming back?
Yep.
You know?
Because there's something drawing you to it.
It's something drawing you to it.
I don't see y'all going back and forth arguing with Muslims.
Right.
Heck, I don't go back and forth and argue with atheists. Y'all go about your own way. But when it comes to this thing, some is because at the end of the day, y'all know deep down inside, you know this is the words of the eternal life, man.
Yeah, and the way that we do it according to the scriptures is different from a lot of other people. Is that we push the gospel. We push the gospel. We go according to the Hebrews 6. We take that to heart, that these are the words of Yahawah. This is his doctrine.
Yep.
We do it that way, and most people don't. And so it becomes appealing to certain individuals to say, oh, that's different. Well, do you believe in this? Yeah, I believe this is my Lord and Savior. Yeah, I believe that you need to be baptized for the remission of your sins. And then the more you start to talk about people, you start to see that even in the Christian churches, that most of you guys don't even believe in baptism. I didn't even know that until I just started speaking with more of them. Like, that was something new to me. I was just like, whoa. I was like, man, I thought y'all believed in baptism. But that just kind of goes to show that I really was. I was raised in that Baptist church, but I didn't understand these other groups or whatever.
Yeah, they have denominations, and some denominations then either usually made it into infant baptism,
right,
or eliminated it altogether.
So yeah, man,
a lot of time.
It's still a lot of time.
Strong battery.
Oh, shoot.
We got a lot of time.
Whew. Man, boy, it's just like I'm losing so much.
Yeah, me too, man. Wish I had a nice chill. I should have made that. Should have left that joker all morning in there and let it block up.
Yeah, I
should
should
that water block up.
Yeah,
and that way when it starts to melt, that ice is still cold. That joker takes some warm. Cold water, man. That joker is like instant relief.
I know, man. I'm drinking this warm stuff. It's like it's going in, coming out.
Yeah. That cold water, man. And I know Esau even tried to say that. Even telling people don't drink cold water. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
Even Esau started to say, "Come on, man."
Man, shoot.
What about the cup of cold water Yahawah was talking about?
Yeah, right.
You don't listen to Esau, man.
Hey, don't listen to Esau on that, man.
Cold water, man. That joker, cold water heal you, man.
Hey, man, that's the...
That joker, when you really need it, and that joker's cold, like really cold.
And that body be like...
Say instant relief, man.
Instant relief.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey, man. Esau is a... Man, what is... Esau is a liar, man. This dude is a straight up liar.
16.
But just to kind of get back on you brothers and sisters, man, the scriptures, like the prophets of old, they continue to say the same thing over and over again to our people throughout captivity, back into captivity, free, back into captivity, free, so on and so forth. But the message was always the same. It was always the same because it was followed by they followed the same spirit. So this is Jeremiah 6. I'm going to start at 16. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. And see, and that's the mindset that the brothers and sisters, most of the brothers and sisters are in, that you're not willing to walk in the way, walk in the path, as these words keep coming week in, week out. I mean, you got videos for days, man, week in, week out. But you have to have in your spirit to walk in these paths, man, and reject the old ways. I mean, reject these ways that they taught you. It says, also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. Look at that, man. Hey, listen, this is the words of truth. Listen to the words which Yahawah is speaking unto you, O Israel. But they said, we will not hearken. Come on, man. Once, twice, we will not hearken. It's like, man, you know, our people, the Most High kept saying that we have when he sent the prophets, he says, I send you into a rebellious house who will not hearken. So, you know, we know the makeup of our people right now. We got the blueprints.
Is there more than that?
Let me see. I'll go down to 18. It says, therefore hear ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it. So now when you look at the present day condition, when you see our people in a low state, you see the reason is why, man. Because we rejected. And he said he's going to bring the fruit of your ways and of your thoughts upon you. Because you have rejected his commandments and his laws.
Yep.
So when y'all, you know, you always have the youngsters come up and say, man, why is this always happening to us? Because we got curses upon us, man. And that's what it is, man.
From falling after the heathen, man.
Yep.
Jake is very jealous of the heathen and what they're able to do. A lot of our people just really want to be like the heathen.
Yep. They want to be just like the heathen.
That have no living power.
No living power whatsoever, man.
Just idols, bro. You know, our people want to do that.
They want to stay in a Gentile mind state.
Yep. Because that's why they have to do them holidays, man.
Yep.
That's why Jake has to do. You got to do them Edomite holidays, man.
Yep. Yep.
Because that's the way you show your commitment to Esau.
Right.
You know, that's really how you show that you're obedience to him. Because
I'm down. You know,
because when you go into like the persecution of the believers in ancient Rome, they were not one of the reasons why they hated them, because they were not celebrating those holidays, man.
Right.
They weren't doing Feast of Bacchus and all that stuff. All them different things, festivals that they had, they were rejecting it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that bothered the wicked Jakes. It bothered the heathen that were around about them. And that's when they devised a plan to persecute them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's what what's it called was about. The gladiator stuff. Making them fight against animals, making them fight against a whole bunch of different men, making them fight against lions.
Right. See, and that's why the scriptures say. That's why the scriptures say right here, man. The brother was talking about, you know, that Jake went against Israel, went against his own people, and it says, this is Luke 1 and start at 70. As he spake by the mouth of the holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, man. Those of our brethren right there that hate us, man. They hate the fact that we doing this right now. So you'll have people inside of the Christian church, Jakes in the Christian church, be like, man, look, man, these dudes out of here, man.
Yep.
They hate the fact that brothers coming out here pushing this truth the way we are. And
we're exposing they operation.
And messing with their pockets.
Yeah, we messing with their pockets, man. We telling them your pastor's only doing it for money. He won't do it for free.
Yeah, that's right. You look at the Potter's house. You see how big that establishment is. let that man, you know, T.D. Jakes being, you know, he'll say, I'm blessed and all this here stuff. Let them dollars stop, man. Let them dollars stop, and they can't pay them bills over there, man. I've been in the midst of them jokers when they did one of the, back in the day when I went to one of those little, I don't know what they call that thing. They had like the little conference or whatever.
Yeah.
And I watched them dudes give a speech and tear jerk the audience with their little emotionalism, and then right after that thing was over with, they came up and said, all my $50 givers, come over here. My $100 givers, man, and they was running around with trash bags, filling up trash bags, and them people throwing checks and dollars in there like it was crazy. I was like, man, look at this madness up in here, man. This stuff is crazy. I was like, man, this don't make no sense the way this stuff, this operation was going. And so that's that, man. That goes right with Micah 3, man.
Yep. Man, brother said they do it for hire, man. Oh, let's go. We'll go this. That was perfect for this precept. Which is John chapter 10. It's John chapter 10 and verse 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entered not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth him his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out. Mm-hmm. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, and they know his voice. And a stranger will they not follow, but they will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. So any of you brothers and sisters that are out there that have been to these different churches, been to these different groups, and you realize that you're not being taught the right thing, it's not enough for you, you realize that something is missing, that's because you're not hearing the voice of strangers.
Right.
If you're able to hear, if this stuff that, you know, that we're talking about, the words that we've learned, you know, through the Gospels, if they're resonating with you, and the words of the other stuff have not resonated with you, that's a good sign. That's a good sign, man. Yeah. You know, and we're just repeating the words, you know, of the Lord. And it says, verse 5, and then verse let me go down to verse. Let's go down to verse 10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I'm come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. I'm the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. But he that is an hireling, so doing it for the money, and not the shepherd, whose own sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and he leaveth the sheep and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep. Come on, man. Because listen, man, when all hell break loose, these pastors gonna dip out on their people, man. They gonna dip out, man. Ain't gonna give them no kind of guidance or whatsoever. Yep. You know, they gonna know. They're like, oh snap, martial law kicking in. All hell done broke loose. Global economic collapse. Peace. Yep. You know, like y'all gonna be calling them, they ain't gonna be responding. They ain't gonna be responding. And y'all gonna go to the church, you ain't gonna be there. And then y'all gonna drive to the church and be like, we gotta go to church without walls, we gotta go to the Potter's house. We gotta see what pastor say. Man, where pastor at? And I called him, man, if he ain't picking up, it's going straight to voicemail. Come on, man. That boy done probably jetted on a plane that y'all bought for him. Right. $64 million to go somewhere else to try and, you know, get with some elite buddy he knows or some politician that he's friend with. Right. And then he gonna go take the chip. He gonna go and take that chip and think he good. Yep. Until the time of reckoning comes. Yep. Because, man, and, you know, and then, you know, the thing is like right now, man, the word is open. It's open because there's a time where the door is closed on the word too. Yep. And then, you know, the scriptures say, in quietness and confidence shall be thy strength. So those who have strengthened themselves during that time, or prepared themselves spiritually during that time, when the time of reckoning comes, and somebody, hey, can I get the word from you? It's gonna be zip, man. Yep. It's gonna be a time of closing people. Get Jeremiah 16. Jeremiah. Is it 15 or 16? Start at the top. did it say?
Yeah, the word of the Lord came unto me saying something. Take to thee a wife.
Go, read.
Is it?
Read that.
This is Jeremiah 16. The word of the Lord came also unto me, saying, Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place. For thus saith the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begat them in this land. They shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcass shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth.
Woo, that's basically what's coming.
That's what's coming, man.
You know, there's going to be a time when he literally going to be telling certain brothers like, man, don't even get a wife. It's through.
I'm
done. Like,
he's going to be like, man, look here.
He said, man, don't even worry about that. I'm about to wreck shop.
I'm about to mow out here. Yeah. Hey, going through. Man, don't think, man, these people ain't preparing. You can go on Google and see stuff, bro.
Yeah, people, listen, see, Edomites know what time it is, man.
Right?
One big Edomite.
right.
They all transform into one big Edomite. They're on code.
They know it, man.
They calling police on Jake every day.
You see the spirit of them guys upon the people.
So they on the same page, man.
Yep.
They got their dog whistle game on Smash right now.
Yeah.
They communicate with each other through subliminals. Then you know that they about to enact a full-on police state.
Yep.
That's why they know I'm gonna start calling police and it's just gonna keep coming out, man.
Right.
And they understanding it, man. It's like a unspoken code. They understand.
Yep.
What time it is. They doing prepping. They've been buying guns by the millions. The most record gun sales every year that breaks record sales.
Right.
Especially during the Obama administration. Mm-hmm. They were breaking gun records, man.
Them boys loaded
they
up.
They prepping like crazy. They getting all their gear. They understand there's going to be an economic collapse, man.
And I know you brothers and sisters been checking out your president. He's up here causing turmoil with NATO.
Yep.
And see, that's according to prophecy too.
Yep.
Talking about the mother shall hate the daughter or something like that. Or and
the beast shall hate the whore.
The beast shall hate the whore. And so you see what's happening, man. They over here scrambling because Trump causing all the confusion. Then Trump went up to Britain. And they got this protocol. They got this protocol where when you walking down there with the Queen of England, you're supposed to be side by side. This cat started walking up
to the front of the stage.
In front of her, man. She had her. They're trying to catch up with this cat. And the news was on the news. It's like, this dude is clueless and tasteless. He has no kind of even his own constituents just going in on this cat, man.
Yep.
And you see what he's doing, man. This dude is causing nothing but rifts wherever you go, man. And see, all it's gonna do is get worse and worse and worse, man.
They're hoping to have, and he's saying about having good terms with Russia. That ain't happening.
That ain't gonna happen. That stuff is out.
That's why Russia got involved in the Syria thing. You don't trust the NATO.
And you see what just happened with that. He was going up here to meet with Putin. Then they done indicted 12 Russian people. So now you like, okay, how is that gonna go down now? 12 Russian cats that was caught for election tampering, and he going over here to meet Putin. Come on, man. This ain't nothing but turmoil, bro. This thing is getting worse and worse. And if y'all got to see this stuff, man. That's why it's time. Like the scriptures say, it's time to seek the Lord, man.
Yep.
He's giving you warnings.
Our people, a large number of our people understand that we are in a different time. It's just that the bread and circus, the distraction of this society. Right. See, the bread and circus keeps you from. If you look up bread and circus, it was actually a Roman strategy to keep the people occupied. About really how bad they really had it. Yeah. Give them enough food to eat so they don't get too hungry to that they don't want to outright take what you got, and then give them entertainment to keep them occupied. Mm-hmm. When they remove that, that's when a lot of Jake gonna be like, oh snap, we really got it bad here.
Yep. It's going.
Right now, Jake can't see it, man. Jake can't see it, man. Because Jake, they talk about police brutality. Really, Jake just wants to be hated less. That's all. If each generation Jake can be hated less, he'll take that. If Esau can stop killing Jake and just tasing him, Jake will take that. Slap him up, knock him out, but they still alive. Jake will take the physical abuse over the killing. Jake just wants to be hated less because he loves his brother Esau. He wants Esau to get inheritance with him too.
Yep. We reaching that. We reaching the pinnacle, man. We're reaching the pinnacle of this thing. This is Joel 2. It says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain, that all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have not ever been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations." Man, come on, man. This is a book. This is a book of warnings to our people. Get yourselves right, man. Get yourselves right.
It's time to realize, we're in a trying time, man. The iniquity is at an all-time high, man. They're trying to throw it in your face, throw it to your children all day. I don't even have TV, and I be hearing about people telling. I don't have a cable. And I'd be hearing about people that have TV about some of the shows. I'd be like, damn, for real?
Man.
Like, I'd be kind of like, almost like, man.
Man, back in the day, they used to censor a lot of stuff to where you wouldn't see certain things on they would censor certain things on television. Now, primetime TV, it's almost like HBO up in there, man. They doing, you like, hold up, man, what's up with this stuff? And you can't watch TV whatsoever nowadays, man. Sure, anyway, you get all your information from social media. Instagram, Facebook, that's where you get all your real news from anyway, because the news is watering down everything. You're not getting what you need, they're gonna keep on throwing the fluff and taking you to a relationship. Jay-Z and Beyonce had an argument or something like that. Keep you on useless stuff.
A bunch of fake news. And fluff.
And then when the real stuff come out on Instagram, you seeing cop brutality on Jake. And all these things, and then you got these cats up here talking about all fake news. They're like, man, come on, man.
That was what they be saying. They be saying, oh, that's staged. Everything is a staged event.
Everything's staged.
That's what they call it. A psyop. Every time all them Edomites, every time Jake get killed, police brutality. Oh, that's a psyop.
Come on, man. And the sad
thing. That's a false flag.
Right. And the sad thing about it? Jake believed it.
That's a false flag. They're making you think they got killed. They didn't get killed.
Right.
Oh, it's a false flag.
Man, I tell you.
That's why you go on what's his name? What's that Edomite's name? From let's say in Austin. Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Alex Jones trying to basically, they're trying to divide the people. The Bilderberg Group.
Hey, man.
Trilateral Commission.
And see,
they're trying to divide the people. Then when they get to a subject about Jake, y'all just against Jake.
Look at this dude right here, man.
They get to a subject about what was the thing they were doing about that was recent. They had a thing about how a lot of people are coming up against these Edomites because of their oppression, the genocide they committed, slavery, Jim Crow, industrial prison complex, all that stuff. And they were like, why are we, one of the guys like, why are we the evil ones? And they're trying to make it seem like it's all our fault. There was wars in Africa and there was things going on, and the Native Americans, they were killing each other.
Right.
Oh, so you're telling us the Native Americans committed genocide against themselves?
Come on.
No, you did that.
Right.
You did that, Esau.
Yep, that's what Esau did. That was, and
but then you got some of our people, they'll side with Esau. What about black on black crime?
We had one of them out here. We had that one dude out here that hey, man, that boy was a Mason, man.
That boy was straight defending Esau.
Boy, to a T. Until you stumbled him on that Indian piece, because he claimed that he was Indian.
Yep.
And then he told that joker, hey, who committed genocide upon the Native Americans? That boy paused for a minute. I don't know, I wasn't there. I was like, oh boy, that boy was gone.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I said, well, he was talking about his grandmother, so I asked him, I say, who would your grandma say committed genocide on it? And then he had to think about it. He know what his grandmother would have said.
Yep.
The dude has been coonified, man.
Man, Jake be scared, man.
Yeah, man.
They be scared to say Esau did it.
Yep.
They be scared, man. They be scared to point out the fugitive.
You're right.
The fugitive and the vagabond of the earth.
Yeah, because
who did it?
It was him. Because it's gonna be a time, man. Hey, where the children of Israel are gonna judge the people on this planet, man.
It tells you in Isaiah 14, is this the man?
Is this the man that caused the earth to tremble? You like,
that's him.
They pointing at the dude, man. They pointing at him. That's the man. Esau is the man.
Yeah.
That's the one, man.
They don't want to admit it, man.
Come on, man. We point right at the dude, man. But they don't want that, bro. They what about it? Why can't he have what we have? That joker would turn around and get the inheritance and kick you in a ditch.
Real.
I tell you, that's what he would do to you.
Oh, Jake done already gave it over. Jake done said it's his land.
right.
Jake already done. Am I lying? Jake done already gave the land to him.
He gave the land to him.
A lot of Jake will be first ones fighting for them to keep the land.
Come on, hey. That's true, man. That's true.
No matter how much information you bring out, that's their land.
Hey, man. We got
then they take their pastor, take them over there to go see the land.
Right.
We're gonna go see it. We're gonna go to Jerusalem. We're gonna go to Israel. We're gonna see where Jesus was laid. We're gonna see his tomb. We're gonna see the Mount of Olives. We're gonna see where,
man. That's what they doing, bro. That's what they doing.
Man, you been telling them, man, we the people. That's all there. Man, I'm gonna go there, man. See them people. Oh,
you come in there with book after book, all the books that we have.
Guess who was over there in the land of Israel with the IDF?
Who was that?
Draymond Green. Out there in their uniform, taking pictures with him with a rifle.
Come on, Come on, man.
Get that Isaiah 1,
Man, yeah. That's man. Our people, man.
Because all these owners, majority of these owners, the NBA teams are Amalekites. Mm-hmm. Look up the owners of NBA teams, man. Majority of them Amalekites, man. Fake Jews.
Yep, and go over there.
And so these players, they get in cool with their owners, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then they go over there and do dumb stuff and see, a lot of you Jakes, man, listen, we're not trying to make this a sports debate about LeBron versus Kobe or LeBron versus MJ Jordan. A lot of you Negroes have a weird hate for LeBron, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that's a psychological problem, bro.
Right. When the dude is talented is
y'all have a weird hate, but then y'all will co-sign somebody to just. Now, granted, we're not saying he's a righteous man.
Yeah.
We're just saying it's just a weird. Y'all have a weird standard for hatred. That man went all the way over there. Here it is. At least LeBron get his people on, man. And all his people. He has Jake eating around him. He's the first Jake that made other Jakes eat with him.
Mm-hmm.
He set his own people up, his own boys up, man.
Yep.
Maverick Carter, Rich Paul, all them brothers, man. He got them eating.
Look, hey, Stoudemire went over there and became a Jew.
Come on, man. And this dude knows he's an Israelite.
And he know he an Israelite, man. Hey, man, Stoudemire went over there and became a Jew.
That boy put on the yarmulke. That boy put on the yarmulke.
That boy put that yarmulke on, man. That boy put that yarmulke. That big old 6'10" joker put that yarmulke on his head, man.
Walking around with them gutter rats, man.
What about it? Hey, man, come on, man.
Happy to be in the Holy Land and playing for Amalek.
Bruh. Hey,
Jake don't, like I said, Jake will give his inheritance over to another in a heartbeat, bro.
He will, bro.
In a heartbeat, he'll do that, bro. And that's why you know that the elect is a different subset of people that have understanding. Because the apostles asked Yahawah when he's going to restore the kingdom back to Israel.
Come on, man.
They don't want Esau ruling no more.
Right, man.
But y'all will be the first ones. Oh, man.
Restoring the breaches back, man, to the days of old. Man, they wanted to be like during the time of King David when all the tribes are unified and he was ruling and had the people under subjection. Those heathens.
The Romans, Herod was killing Jews in Jerusalem and Israel and slaughtering them. His father had killed young boys that were 2 years old and under.
Come on, man.
Do you understand that? Little toddlers were stabbed to death with freaking swords, bro. Had swords put to them, through them in Bethlehem, bro. But then Jacob, we have no king but Caesar.
Oh, man. Come on.
So
man.
Our people trust in oppression, bro. There's a subset of our people that truly trust in oppression, bro, and stay their own.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
This is Isaiah 1. I'm going to start at the second verse. And it says, "Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward." Come on, man.
Oh, keep going.
Yeah, yes.
He going in on our people.
Yeah, he say, "Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more."
He said, "I can't even put more oppression on you, because you will get
you get worse.
You get worse.
So I could take you and put you in America. You Negroes
Went worse.
went worse.
Yeah.
So, man, the only thing I got for you now, I gotta wipe you out.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I got left."
And literally, he talks about it, man. The Most High said He's gonna do away with a large chunk of our people. He said it's like having a whole vine of grapes, and I just saved that one grape.
Yep.
That's how low it's gonna be, man. So we're not even guaranteed.
Come on, man.
That's how scary it is, bro. This thing is it's no joke, man.
Man, and that's a good point right there, man. Y'all, man, the fear of the Lord is not upon our people, man.
Yeah, it ain't.
You know when Moses
He got the worst of the heathen doing our people dirty, and Jake just evolving into a more worser level, bro. Like, dude, the young dudes don't even have. Listen, I done went to a drive-thru and I ordered some food on the drive-thru, and my voice. Our voice, especially our generation, we sound like men.
Yeah.
The young Jake that was on the other side, he couldn't hear me, right? He couldn't hear me. So when I pulled up, I said, "Man, I think something's wrong with your little thing, with y'all's little headpiece." I said, "You couldn't hear me." He said, he's like, "It's because you have a deep voice."
Hey, bro.
And I'm like, this dude.
Hey, man, look, man.
I'm thinking that's a freaking female when I did the order.
Bruh.
This dude pop out. I'm looking at a dude. When he started talking, it's a dude.
Bruh.
I'm thinking I was gonna pull up to a female talking.
Man, look. Me and my wife
I'm like,
was in the truck, man, and we went and got some breakfast and at Whataburger. I pulled up, and man, I thought I was talking to a chick. I pulled up to the thing. It was a brother, dreaded up, tatted up. What kind of creamer would you want in your coffee? And I looked, I was like, and I kind of looked at my wife, and I was like, what kind of creamer you want, type thing. And she say, "What's wrong?" I said, "Man, you already know. You trying to make me talk. That's all you trying to do. You trying to make me talk. That's all it is." And she bust out laughing because she knew. She knew, man. I was
that stuff happened overnight, bro.
Right.
Because I graduated in 2000 from high school, and what happened between 2000 and 2010 and 15 was unprecedented.
Drastic.
Bro, I was in high school and we didn't even see that, bro. I went to a big high school, and there might have been in my own class one or two guys that was like that.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two. And I went to a big high school. I'm like, and now if you look at these young kids go to these schools, it's like damn near half the boys, half the girls is like trying to be like dudes, and half the boys is straight effeminized.
Shoot, we was over, man. My wife was working over at the high school, and
and that's very fast to do it.
Come on, man.
That's some quick social engineering, bro.
They did a man. These
boys they did an Android update, like some software or something,
right,
to turn them kids like that, bro. That quick.
It's that television.
And what it is also another thing, pulling that man away.
Yep.
Pulling that man away.
That's your key
And then you
factor
have
right
them
there.
boys around consistent feminine energy, being castrated day by day, and being pushed down. See, when you look at, there's a lot of things. I give you an example. There's social dynamics. If you ever see a dog, right? You have certain dog breeds, right? They're expected to be a certain height, a certain weight, within a certain range. If that dog sometimes doesn't reach that weight range or height range when they're 2 years old, it's because something environmentally happened to them. Sometimes these dogs are stuck in the house because their owners didn't let them out, so they never developed their structural muscle. They were stuck in a cage. They weren't fed well, different things, or they were mistreated, so they never grew to full prominence.
Right.
But these young boys, is happening to these young boys. Some of these stuff is environmentally being forced upon them through media, but also through how they're being raised.
Right.
So what happens is when they get to the age of reaching that testosterone level boost, that stuff has already been suppressed.
Man.
So then you're pushing them in a direction of feminism. And then they go in with that anger because they've already been predisposed to being pushed over to being feminized.
Because that boy Wiz Khalifa's son is through.
Yeah.
That boy's son is through.
Oh,
Come on, man.
I forgot to even put this up.
What's that?
Charlize Theron.
Oh.
Did you see that picture? The new one?
No, I ain't seen the new one. I seen those old ones, man. But I know she was tearing that little Jake boy up, bro.
Through.
He got him in dresses and everything.
Done. Through. Because,
Man, I know she was jacking that little boy up back in the Gap, man. I saw the pictures of her. With
the
that
boy's like older now, like 8, like maybe about 10 years old. I don't even know. She had the baby for a minute.
Yeah.
Through. Straight looking like a female. Straight done.
Man.
Straight done. In fact, I'm
He
going
saw.
to show the brother a picture, but I'm going to do a formal lesson on it. It's terrible.
He saw doing.
I don't want to show it on this one because I don't want y'all to get straight away and being so shocked by what y'all going to see. So and lose concentration on what we're talking about.
Right.
Y'all be so shocked. I gotta separate that. Let's see. What's this guy?
Come on, Man, that boy. Oh man, bruh.
I can't even show it to y'all. So it's so bad. And you already know that she already passing that boy around all Hollywood.
Man, that's Hollywood past.
She was with Sean Penn around the time she was raising the kid young. When she adopted the kid, she was with Sean Penn. Sean Penn, a known racist.
Come on, man.
And you know, in that circle, and she's South African.
And you see what's
South Africans is some major.
And you see what's happening over there right now. They really hating on Jake right now.
Yep.
You see where they losing all their stuff over there.
Yeah. Well, look, they're actually filming a lot of militia groups and stuff right now. You know, they're forming militia groups in South Africa with the expectation that they're gonna have to go to war with the natives. And you know they're gonna get support from Edomites from other countries. They already saying they're gonna get support.
Yep.
Alex Jones is on there trying to support them.
Man.
Mind you, Alex Jones wants Jake to get in, and we're, the elites is dividing us.
Yeah, but then he'll
But then you go support Edomite supremacists.
Yeah, he'll promote that piece right there, man.
He'll say that we need to help the South African people, the Afrikaners.
Man.
Yeah,
Afrikaners. East man, Jake can't have nothing.
Yeah.
He saw her come in and say, like the one fraternity. They started a little organization. It was only for African American people. They had an Afrikaners come over there, and he says, "Well, I'm African American." The dude tried to sue them dudes, man. Said that he couldn't come in because he was African American.
Yeah, because they have, on college campuses, they have like an African Student Alliance and stuff.
Yeah.
So people that are from like the African continent, they all get together. And if a South African came up in there, that dude would be allowed to stay up in there. I'm talking about a so-called white South African.
Right.
And the issues that they'll be talking about usually be having to deal with how to basically get away from the control of Esau.
Yep, that's right.
That he'd be up in there, my people.
Yeah.
He came back in the 1700s. during the border wars.
Hey,
That's
man.
how they sound.
That's how I
during
know.
the border wars.
Hey.
It was my grandfather who fought for this land.
That's how the boy.
Yeah,
That's how the
my
boy.
grandfather fought for this land.
That's how they do it, man. That's how they do it.
We went to war for this land. We shed blood for this land.
That's how they roll, bro.
That's how, boy, that's how they be sounding.
Hey, man.
We have a right to South Africa as much as the blacks.
Yeah. Hey, man. That's how
the boys sound, bro.
I know, man. I hung with one, man.
Them boys stone cold racist, bro. Stone cold. Them boys stone cold racist.
I can't remember that one dude's name.
Oh, man.
There was one dude, I can't remember his name, though, man. The one, he was riding on that horse, man. Known to be big time racist over there, man. And them boys took that boy out. I can't remember his name, though, man. Big time dude, man. But he messed up, talked to the wrong brothers over there. Brothers, they took that boy out, man. But you know.
And all that stuff is set up. The African National Conference, the ANC that Nelson Mandela was a part of, guess who created it, man?
Come on, man.
So-called Jews, man. Funded by the CIA.
Man.
Nelson Mandela was a puppet. And then you got Jakes. Oh, Nelson Mandela, man, he was a great leader. He went to Robinson Island. Nigga, he was a puppet.
And even when, and look, and y'all got to know that because even when he came down to talk about the people of South Africa, and the Jakes came up and asked him. They asked Mandela, "We need help here." What did Mandela tell them dudes, man? He say, "This is not my fight. You have your leaders." He made a distinction between the two that I'm not your people type thing. On him. And then he that should have set Jake straight right then. But Jake,
he's a black leader. Esau told us we got to celebrate. NASA said Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela are the two men we got to be like.
Come on, man.
We got to do nonviolent resistance and believe in the greater good. We got to forgive our enemy. Because that's what he taught. He was trained to teach his people. When he came out of that thing, that's what's called the Truth and Reconciliation. I got to look up. There's a documentary. It might even be on Netflix, but I watched it back in maybe 15 years ago. And it goes into how in 1994 they set up a Truth and Reconciliation Committee that allowed these Edomites to get off for all the atrocities they committed, as long as they admitted to it. They got off scot clean. They could be like, I didn't kill 30 South African school children. Okay, we forgive you. Go about your way.
It's crazy, man.
Esau is not going to be punished on this side, bro.
It's not, man.
That's how you're going to know when Yahawah's come, when he sets forth the judgment against our enemies.
That's right.
You know? We can wrap it up.
I'm sorry to hurt, man.
We can wrap it up.
Yeah, this is Matthew 26:6. Now when Yahawah was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahawah understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she have wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she have poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman have done be told for a memorial of her.
And with that, we want to give all praise and glory to our Heavenly Father Yahawah. In the name of our Lord and Savior Yahawashi, peace, mercy, and blessings be abounding to you throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.